Hello, welcome to Geeky Thinker Stories. In this section, we will dive into Virginia Woolf's early novels and how they laid the foundation of her early experimental writing style. While these initial works may seem more conventional, they reveal Woolf's emerging themes, narrative techniques, and her growing confidence as a writer. So, let's dive in. The Voyage Out, 1915, Woolf's first novel. The Voyage Out was published in 1915 under the Hogarth Press, the publishing house she co-founded with her husband Leonard Woolf. Remember, we discussed in the earlier part. This debut novel introduces readers to several key themes that Woolf would explore throughout her career, such as identity, self-exploration, and societal expectations. The novel follows Rachel Winrich, a young woman raised in a sheltered upper-class household. Rachel embarks on a sea voyage to the South America, which exposes her to new ideas, people, and experiences. Throughout her journey, she grapples with questions about life, love, and independence. What makes the voyage out significant is Woolf's early experimentation with stream of consciousness, where characters' thoughts and emotions unfold in an introspective and fluid manner. While this technique is not yet as refined as in her later works, like Mrs. Dalloway or To the Lighthouse, it reveals Woolf's growing interest in exploring the complexity of the human mind. The novel also critiques Victorian social norms, particularly the restrictive roles imposed on women. Rachel's tragic fate, her sudden death from illness, underscores Woolf's view that women's aspirations were often stifled by societal concerns. Next important work we have is Night and Day, 1919 published. Woolf's second novel, published in 1919, presents a more traditional narrative structure compared to her later experimental works. The novel focuses on themes of marriage, love, and individual freedom, while addressing political and social issues of the time. The story follows Catherine Hilbery, a young woman from a privileged background who struggles to balance family expectations with her own intellectual and emotional desires. Meanwhile, Mary Datchet, a working class suffragist, represents a more independent and progressive perspective. Through these constraining characters, Woolf explores the evolving role of women in society, particularly in the context of education, employment, and personal freedom. Although Night and Day may seem conventional, Woolf's detailed psychological insights and social critique mark her growing confidence as a writer. Next important writing we have is The Jacob's Room, 1922 published, marks a turning point in Woolf's career. Moving away from traditional storytelling, Woolf adopts a fragmented impressionistic style that defies linear plot structure. The novel tells the story of Jacob Flander, a young man whose life is pieced together through the memories and impressions of those around him. Rather than focusing on plot and dialogue, Woolf relies on brief glimpses into Jacob's worlds, like conversations, letters, and fleeting observations, to reveal his character. The technique reflects Woolf's belief that fiction should capture the inner life of the character rather than merely recount external events. Inspired by her essay Modern Fiction, Woolf sought to break free from what she described as the restrictive materialistic style of writers like Arnold Bennett, H. G. Wells, and John Galsworthy. The key themes in Woolf's early works Across these three novels, several recurring themes emerges, and the themes are the inner life, woman's role and societal expectations, time and memory. For example, in Jacob's Room demonstrates Woolf's growing interest in fragmented and timeline and fleeting nature of human existence. So let's do a quick recap. In this section, we have explored Virginia Woolf's early novels, The Voyage Out, Night and Day, and The Jacob Rooms. Each work reveals her evolving narrative techniques and her growing focus on exploring consciousness, social norms, and identity. In the next section, we will explore Woolf's most famous works, Mrs. Dalloway and To the Lighthouse. Meanwhile, don't forget to remember and note down the sequence of the publishing works, because as you know that in UGC Net this sequence matters the most. They kind of ask these tricky questions to check the memory, though I find it invalid, but somehow they don't. So let's do the best. Let me introduce myself. I am a current PhD scholar and I know firsthand how challenging the journey to qualifying for the UGC NET exam can be. It took me several attempts and I faced countless setbacks along the way, but I never gave up. And that's exactly why I started this platform. I provide free study material and support for anyone working hard to achieve their goal. If there is a specific topic you would like me to cover, just let me know in the comment section and I will make sure to create content that helps you. And someday I will share my own story of failure, not of success. How I kept pushing forward despite the struggles of being failed in multiple attempts. Because I truly believe that perseverance is the key to success. So stay tuned and let's work together to achieve your goal.